Welcome back. I'm Marie Zeitner with the Reaver Beat. When you think of a 5K race, zombies and obstacles probably don't come to mind, but that's the case with the Running Dead 5K. It's not only a unique race, but it's also helping some Iowa Western athletes. It's a 5K race unlike any other.
Try not to get your flash taken by zombies.
A race that will keep you on your toes.
They're very enthusiastic.
Very active.
I've never seen zombies move that fast before.
It's the only time you'll see zombies in the daylight. The Running Dead 5K race is the first of its kind in the Metro.
I've done a lot of different kinds of races, but it's the first one of its type that I've done with the zombies.
About 600 runners lace up their running shoes and brave through obstacle courses, never knowing when a zombie might try to grab them. Zombies hunt runners for flags like these. The goal is to cross the finish line alive, meaning you have at least one of these flags still attached. It's all part of a fundraiser for Iowa Western softball and wrestling teams.
We have to fundraise for our spring trip, so that's not in our budget to do so. So we fundraise a lot of money over, throughout the whole year, just so that we can go down south and play early. Otherwise, we'd be stuck up here not playing until, middle of March. And we're heading to Texas middle of February, so this really helps us out in the long run.
The wrestling team will use its funds for scholarships. They hope to do this fundraiser every year.
There's no real set goal. We have over 500 runners signed up, so I think we're going to have a successful race, and it's something that we can build for the future and make bigger and better each year.
With almost 1,000 people at the event on Saturday, the wrestling and softball teams hope it will grow even bigger next year. Reaver Wrestling begins in November and Reaver Softball begins in March. Haunted houses are a must this time of year, and Iowa Western is putting a spin on the average scare. IWTV student Jade Allen gives you a sneak peek into a haunted trail.
Halloween's coming up, and thanks to the Theater Club and the Tower, we have a haunted forest right on our very own campus. The head of the Theater Club, Garrett Polinsky, didn't give away too many details, but did give a cryptic hint as to what can be expected.
Well, they should expect to be scared, first and foremost. That's the biggest thing that I think we're going to be going for, is definitely a lot of fear. I don't want to give away all our secrets, but let's just say that you could see these at a carnival and in Georgia.
Comments regarding last year's Haunted Forest were a large influence on the development of this year's effort.
They told us to make it scarier. Obviously, that was first and foremost, and they just wanted us to make it bigger, which I think is something that we've accomplished. They also wanted to have it somewhat indoors a little bit because it was really cold.
People walking through the forest will first have to take a trip through a section of the tower, which is currently being given a horrific makeover. Matt McLaughlin, one of the tower's RAs, spoke to us about what gave him the idea to join forces with the Theater Club.
One of my fellow RAs came up to me and he told me about a haunted house thing that we were supposed to be having. I've done some musical productions with some of the theater club kids, so I know some of them. So I knew that they were doing a haunted forest as well. So I had this idea that we would collaborate, and instead of two events, have one big event that was super epic, and we combined our forces.
People who think they're brave enough to handle the Haunted Forest can head to the Reaver Tower on October 30th. The event runs from 9:30 p.m. until midnight. For the Reaver Beat, I'm Jade Allen.
With all this talk about zombies and haunted trails, we want to know what you are doing for Halloween this year. IWTV student Shanti Shaknoza catches up with students on campus.
Probably a hayrack ride and carving pumpkins with Megan.
Probably passing out candy, and then I'll hang out with my boyfriend later in the night.
Be in my books, actually. We got a game a little bit after that, so we got to study up for the game.
Well, I already had a Halloween party, so right now my plans are just to take my little brother trick-or-treating.
I'm probably just going to relax because we have a haunted forest going on actually the night before.
Oh yeah, I might dress up. I might have a little Scream mask maybe.
Famous rapper called Wale, and a lot of people say I look like him, so.
Aphrodite, the goddess of love.
Victorian age vampire.
Ninja, and that was pretty awesome.
No.
Remember to stay safe this Halloween and try not to eat too much candy. With Veterans Day coming up, Iowa Western is honoring those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. An Omaha couple has created a special display remembering the heroes who have lost their lives since the 9/11 attacks. Countless men and women have given their lives in the war on terror. Every picture in this special exhibit shows the face of a fallen American hero, including Army Reserve Sergeant Nathan R. Field. He was just 23 years old when he died in Iraq. Iowa Western displays Remembering Our Fallen to show appreciation for the sacrifices made since 9/11. Messages and notes of thanks are featured throughout the exhibit, as well as a pair of military boots and wreaths. This is just one way to remember the thousands of men and women who have exchanged their lives for freedom. Remembering Our Fallen is touring throughout the Midwest. It will continue its tour through November of next year. You can check us out on Facebook for more events happening on the campus of Iowa Western. For the Reber Beat, I'm Marie Zeitner. See you on campus.